Hello, my name is Kent Ingram, and I completed my site visit with the San Antonio Meals on Wheels. Very, very interesting organization, very beneficial organization. My hostess was Kristen Rivera. She is the community engagement manager. So I did get an opportunity to interview her, and we went over all of the questions on the questionnaire. And I was very interested in, uh, all of the questions that came with the questionnaire as far as funding and was it a profit, nonprofit organization, and exactly how many employees they had, so forth and so on. But I was most interested in seeing exactly how the program worked. So once we did the interview and went over all of the questions in the questionnaire, which you will be able to see the questionnaire when I post it, and I also have a few pictures as well. I had an opportunity to actually go out and participate in the Meals on Wheels program with a couple of volunteers that Kristen set me up with, and this was the most important portion of the interview and the exercise because I actually wanted to get out and actually see how the program worked. So I was able to ride along with a couple of volunteers from a company. And what actually happens is the volunteers from that company, they actually go to a church where they have all of the meals set up. And what they will do is they have a specific route that they go on. And once they receive the meals for that specific route, they inventory the meals. They make sure that there's a meal per client that they deliver to. They make sure that there's a dessert, and they usually have fruit, so forth and so on, with the meals and milk. And once everything is inventoried, then we actually head out to the clients' houses. But in fact, the clients that I visited on the ride along were in a senior living apartment complex. So once we reach the complex, they just basically knock on the door, and the client comes to the door, and they hand them their meal, and they talk to the client because unfortunately sometimes the Meals on Wheels folks that deliver the regulars and the volunteers, sometimes that may be the only person that the client sees that day. So one thing that I did find was that the volunteers and the normal folks that deliver, they have a almost personal relationship with each one of the clients, and they treat them as if they were their parents or their grandmothers or grandfathers, because they have this personal relationship because they deliver to them, all of the time. And I asked them, well, how do you maintain such a good relationship, because they know all of the clients, by name, these particular volunteers that I went out with. And they said, well, Ken, if you look at it, and when you see the client, when they come to the door, and they don't call them the client, I call them the client, they call them, by their names. They say, just think if that was your mother or your father or your grandmother or your grandfather, and would you want someone that was delivering something to them to be as polite and gracious as possible and have a kind word, and just say have a nice day, have a nice meal. And that's when I begin to understand exactly why they had the type of relationship that they had, because I would want someone to be kind and courteous to my loved ones as well. So definitely learned a lesson in that aspect of the visit. And as I said before, the interview portion was very beneficial. Finding out about the organization. But like I said, the main part that I wanted to do was actually get out and participate in the program, which I was able to do. And the program, they serve over 5,000, I believe, customers in the city. And they serve a hot lunch, every day, just to make sure that folks have at least one hot meal a day to eat. And it's primarily for folks that may not be able to get out and do things for themselves. So outstanding program. And I actually, while I was there, became a volunteer myself. So I will now go out and deliver meals myself. I will be joining another volunteer group on Wednesdays, and I'll get an opportunity to go out and maybe forge some relationships of my own with some of the elderly folks that we have in the community, and they are very happy to see the volunteers when they show up. The volunteers are very happy to see them, so I would hope that if you get a chance, if you see this video and you get a chance to see an organization like Meals on Wheels, you may get a chance to volunteer as well. Very rewarding experience, and I look forward to getting out and forging my own bond and relationship with some of the folks out in the community as well, just to give something back. And that is the gist of my interview and my experience with my site visit. Thank you.